Welcome back, guys. You are here on VCT Game Changers APAC with myself, Mika Fabs, and Dax here on the panel. And we're on to our second match of the day. It's going to be Team SMG versus Sapphire, a powerhouse of a matchup. Some of the best players that you'll see in APAC with a score to settle to. The last time these teams met, SMG 2-0'd Sapphire, and that's not something you can just say about any team, Dax.
Yeah, there's so much electricity in the air right now for an upper bracket matchup like this. Some might even say this can be a preview of what the grand finals can be. And
Definitely.
SMG and Sapphire, you said it yourself, Mika, powerhouse in their primes. This Team SMG roster, though, at the very top of that Swiss stage, removing every single threat. And honestly, such a big medley of star power from rosters from, of course, that SMG base, Brand Esports Victress, as well as Zol Meraki, if I'm not mistaken.
That's absolutely right. So this is kind of like a bit of an Avengers Assemble kind of like, scenario that we have here. Or should I say Civil War, because these teams are going up against each other when you have all of the Avengers in one place. But you know what? We saw Sapphire earlier. I'm eager to see what is going on with this team. Let's find out more about Sapphire from their IGL herself. Ginny, I know you're a big fan, Dax. We have a special video here. Check this out.
จินนี่โตขึ้นมาเนี่ยจินนี่ก็ตั้งเป้าไว้ว่าอยากพาทีมให้ได้แชมป์โลกสักครั้งค่ะก็เป้าหมายของจินนี่นะคะในตอนแรกช่วงที่จินนี่เป็นวัยรุ่นก็คือจินนี่คิดแค่ว่าเราอยากพิสูจน์ให้ทุกคนทั่วโลกได้เห็นว่าแบบผู้หญิงผู้ชายเนี่ยไม่ต่างกันในเรื่องศักยภาพหรืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะแล้วก็อยากจะทำให้ทุกคนได้เห็นว่าเราเนี่ยคือผู้หญิงที่เก่งที่สุดในโลกอันนั้นคือตอนเด็กๆนะแต่นี้ก็ตั้งเป้าไว้ว่าอยากพาทีมให้ได้แชมป์โลกสักครั้งค่ะ
She was one of the only female players in all of APAC competing in a mixed team back in Counter-Strike and also in the early days of Valorant. Now here with X10, she's the leader you need to try and build back in.
การที่จะเป็นe-sport player ที่ดีได้นะคะเจนนี่ว่าต้องมีความสามารถหนึ่งละหมายถึงว่าเราไม่ได้เป็นพวกที่มีพรสวรรค์เราต้องมีพรแสวงค่ะเป็นเรื่องความพยายามความตั้งใจและสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดเลยคือความรับผิดชอบค่ะในมุมมองเจนนี่มันไม่ใช่แค่หัวหน้าทีมอะมันก็เหมือนเราต้องแบบเหมือนเป็นพี่สาวคนหนึ่งอะจะได้แชมป์หรือไม่ได้แชมป์ปีหน้าเจนนี่จะรีไทร์อะไรเงี้ยแต่ว่าจนถึงตอนนี้ก็ยัง50-50ค่ะเพราะว่าเจนนี่โดนน้องใส่กุญแจมือไว้ไม่ให้รีไทร์ก็ตอนก่อนหน้านี้จริงๆเจนนี่มีแผนที่จะรีไทร์จากตอนนั้นที่เจนนี่เล่นล่าสุดเป็นทีมผู้ชายนะคะชื่อทีม Foxy นะคะเรารู้สึกว่าเราอิ่มตัวแบบไม่มีแพชชั่นอะไรแล้วตอนนั้นนะคะเราก็ไม่อยากให้น้องพลาดเหมือนเราพยายามให้เขาเดินในทางที่ถูกต้องมากที่สุดถ้าการที่วัฟฟินบอกว่าเจนนี่เป็นไอดอลหรืออะไรเงี้ยเจนนี่ก็รู้สึกดีใจมากๆค่ะที่แบบน้องมองเราเป็นตัวอย่างที่ดีอะไรเงี้ยอย่างน้อยเราก็มีประโยชน์กับน้องวะอะไรเงี้ยซึ่งจริงๆถ้าพูดถึงสนิทกับใครมากที่สุดในทีมก็น่าจะเป็นวัฟฟินแหละค่ะที่แบบเวลาไม่ว่าจะเป็นการเล่นแรงค์หรืออะไรเงี้ยเจนนี่ดูโอกับน้องเขาตลอดซึ่งแบบก็จะเป็นคนที่เหมือนเจนนี่มีโอกาสได้ถ่ายทอดหรือแนะนำบ่อยที่สุดแล้วก็ดุเขามากที่สุดด้วยอะไรเงี้ยเจนนี่คิดว่าถ้าเขาเข้าใจในสิ่งที่เจนนี่พยายามจะถ่ายทอดให้เขาจริงๆเนี่ยเขาน่าจะเป็นเพลเยอร์ที่ดีมากๆในอนาคตแน่นอนค่ะเวลาที่จะเริ่มแข่งในแต่ละเกมส่วนมากเจนนี่จะพยายามไม่คิดเยอะค่ะคือแบบว่าก่อนแข่งเจนนี่จะฟังเพลงหรืออะไรเงี้ยทำให้หัวสมองเราโล่งปลอดโปร่งพอเราแบบว่าพอเริ่มเกมเจนนี่ก็จะโฟกัสแค่ในเกมแล้วก็ทีมฝั่งตรงข้ามเลยว่าแบบเราซ้อมมายังไงเราจะต้องเล่นแผนยังไงเราจะต้องแก้แผนเขายังไงอะไรเงี้ยค่ะคือเจนนี่ก็จะโฟกัสที่เกมเยอะเลยค่ะ
Ginny is still alive. She'll find that trade back, and now G2, they've lost all their control of mid with Ginny redroning.
This needs to be miraculous. It has to be ingenious, and Ginny's got it through the box.
แต่เจนนี่จะแสดงให้คนต่างชาติทั่วโลกได้รู้ว่าคนไทยของจริงที่สุดแล้ว Thailand No.1
หนึ่งคำแนะนำสำหรับคนที่จะให้กับคนที่อยากมาเป็นโปรเพลเยอร์หนึ่งเดียวอันเดียว
คันเดียวเลยเหรอ
อันเดียว
just do it
Well, I cannot put that into better words. Just do it. Just do it. At the end of the day, you know, it's all up to you. And what a way to introduce Ginny, right? Because this is, you know, this is basically a girl who has all of these goals, who has all of these dreams, not just for herself, but for the rest of her team. It's so endearing how she brought up Muffin being the closest, but also the one that she is training as her Padawan, Dax.
This Sapphire roster, they were just on the uprise every single time we'd see them from last year, and I think that's one of the biggest points of contention right now moving forward. They made it to the international stage, they stuck around relatively as that core, and that chemistry is just absolutely off the charts. Besides, of course, the leadership of Ginny and the star power of Muffin, we've seen Polly, Margu, as well as Baby Keezy, or I believe Trike now, really filling in those roles well, really filling in the utility that they need. It's just always exceptional execution here from Sapphire. It shines brightest, especially against adversity.
Oh yes, and the current APAC queens, from what we saw yesterday, they're not letting go of that crown so easily, but there are very few teams that can keep up with Sapphire's pace. One of these teams is Team SMG, of course. You have the core of the former Bren Victra squad with the leadership of Tarathiel, and with an additional player like Kohaibi, for example. This is a superstar team. We mentioned, you know, it's Avengers Civil War here. The momentum has also been on the side of SMG lately, so this is the perfect time for them to make a move for that crown.
Yeah, and this is the perfect opportunity here in Open 1, especially as it's that new year. We noticed by the tail end, really fizzling out by the elite side, just beaten out by some of the members that they have right now, and rebuilding around Kohaibi has been the way of the game here for Team SNG. We do see our map draft though, Pearl, Lotus, and Haven. Very interesting to see. We have Sapphire picking Pearl. We got Lotus for SMG this time. And I really wonder what's going to be the plan here for both of these teams, especially seeing the newest map in rotation yet again.
Exactly. I mean, this excites me, of course, because it's always exciting to see something new, and I'm pretty sure both of these teams are trying to catch each other off guard. I was expecting to see something like Icebox. I was expecting to see something like a set with both of these teams having, you know, a lot of experience on these maps, but it looks like we're gonna go into something entirely new. I am so excited, by the way, to see the duelist matchup that we have for this series. It's going to be Alexi versus Muffin, the trainee of Ginny over here, versus Alexi. Alexi had such a good day yesterday, by the way, so I'm so excited to see them duke it out.
Sure, you can say that, but I'd say the same thing for Sapphire. Just clinical against Ghost Siren, and Muffin had very much the same experience. 8 rounds given there by Team SMG to GE Phoenix over 2 games. Only 5 rounds given by Sapphire to Ghost Siren over those 2 games as well. It's really just the cream of the crop right now we see here in this matchup. They have been waiting for this battle. They have been waiting for this opportunity. Sapphire, of course, looking for that rematch, and it has been the only blemish on their record so far. Moving into Pearl, though, this is where it gets really interesting here, Mika. Both teams have only won their Pearl maps twice now here this year. You're gonna see perhaps, though, maybe a Reina pick from the side of Team SMG, just wanting to go dominant, manhandle the opposition. We're gonna get that fade. We're gonna see perhaps even a Viper, actually. So already the adjustments here from Team SMG. They know it's business time against Sapphire instead.
Oh, loving the double smokes here on the side of Team SMG. I just love it when there's like causes so much potential for so much chaos on the map here for the side of Sapphire. But Sapphire, we know that they love the chaos. We know that they love taking the fight right to their opponents. So I'm expecting a lot of firepower here. Also, Pearl, a map with a whole lot of, you know, opportunities for the operator. So again, that matchup that I noticed, keep your eyes on that one as well. We are gonna go straight into it. Let's head into Pearl. Let's toss it on over to our casters.
Thank you so much once again, Mika and Dax, for filling us in on both of these teams. Like you mentioned, possible grand finals matchup here. It's going to be me, Zach, though, back for casting this. What is going to be possibly an explosive series? I'm calling it now. It's going to be fire. And with me here is the wonderful Donut. So, Pearls, what are your thoughts here right off the bat?
Well, before we get into Pearl, right, I'm very excited to see this matchup. Again, as mentioned by the panel, it's gonna be the battle of the ages here for both of the teams. And when it comes down to Pearl, I guess for both of these teams, Mika said it might be chaos, But I guess Sapphire is one of those teams who find the calm in the middle of the chaos. They know when to slow down. And given their showing, right, when it came down to Berlin last year for the Game Changers Championship, they were able to at least take down some of the teams. But there is a contender to that throne, and I guess it's going to be SMG. We saw them play yesterday. They did so well when it came down to the wire, and when it comes to the decision making, it's now the mix of both Alexi's aggression and Tara's leadership. So it could be a balance of both, and I feel like they can take on the likes of Sapphire. We'll just have to see.
The one thing I'm most excited about, though, is going to be seeing Kohaibi back on that duelist, but that's going to be waiting for attack. Right now, though, it's going to be Sapphire starting things off here. They're looking to get a little bit up close and personal on this B side immediately, though. That Viper Wolf from Shirazi going to deny not only that information, but also a little bit of space here. They're going to be waiting it down. Muffin finally activates that dash, looking to go inside right now. We'll be possibly having sight for free, unless, of course, Shirazi pulls off a play like that. Still anchoring down on this backside, getting that second kill as well. Hunter's done more in the process, though. There's going to be last player standing down. It's all down to just right here. 1 4 has the first. That's going to be it, as it will be SMG finding that first pistol, not even allowing the spike to go down. You know, an interesting point here, Donut, is that both of these teams, I believe, we did see them on Pro yesterday. I think that for SMG, they pulled off a super dominant 13-4 against Global Esports, showing that they're really comfortable with their pick. And well, as for the side of Sapphire, they struggled a bit against Kaguya, but they still found that win. So both of these teams have proven to be historically great on this map before.
Yeah, but now that they both won their Pearl picks, right? Is this foreshadowing, at least for Team SMG, who just won that pistol round? And with the Bulldog Spectres into play here for Team SMG, for sure, this aggression will convert, but it's just down to how Sapphire will look for that calm right in the middle of that chaos. They are detected by that knife. They are currently suppressed, but I guess they want to dip again into this pool here in mid. It's going to be smoked out, however, so that's going to be something challenging for them. Stun comes in for Ginny, waiting for the timing before Muffin actually dashes out. There is that stun, and the Prowler bites Camu off now, converting the kills though. Kohaibi and Alexi both get one.
Still in favor of these players. However, it does seem like Kohaibi bites off a little bit more than she can chew there, going for an aggressive peek, but it was just the players from Sapphire. Disciplined as always, waiting for that kind of a mistake, and off the back of that, they will be able to pick up that Spectre as well. 3v3 right now, one weapon in the hands of the players from Sapphire, although weapon advantage is still significantly in favor of SMG.
30 seconds left.
Sapphire now looking to go towards his B side with only 30 seconds left. This is going to be where they have to commit right now. Shirazi still positioned to be playing spoil sport on this particular site. And it's going to be the Viper roll going up, and 15 seconds left. They have to get it done.
One of the players has actually stopped them during
10
that
seconds
plan.
left.
But she can't do
Spike
anything.
planted.
She is stunned. She is speechless, and now she's just gonna wait for the rest of the members to come in. She has the Bulldog. She picked it up from Kohaibi, and now they are coming in. That wall is perfect to try and stop any vision to come in for Sapphire. But Polly has the Spectre. The kills come in. The taps. They all they have to do is deal with Marco. There is that defuse as well, and Shirazi was just waiting for them. Great way for them to end that round, but Camu and Kohaibi, they fell to the hands of Sapphire only because of that methodic push towards mid.
Yeah, so much time Sapphire really invested in trying to take that mid control and play for it. Luckily though, they don't do too much damage for their opponents. I think that in this bonus round, there's still going to be 3 guns on board for SMG, so they're not doing too badly. For the rest of the players though, it is just going to be pistols that they'll have to try and make things work with. Sapphire, talking about them, they're finally going to be having their full buy kicking in. Half armor across the board though, because we did see some investment coming in from the players last time on those frenzies and sheriffs. Unfortunately, not able to do much apart from those 2 kills. Once again, SMG, they're getting a bit aggressive towards mid. Alexi, in fact, has taken up so much space. Look at her positioning here.
Yeah, but there will be an alarm bot. And that is the trigger. Trike is actually watching for that flank, but immediately Alexi runs away. They're playing it slow. They had the plan to go towards, say, just capture the orb. But Margot's the one just falling behind, just to make sure nobody else is flanking for Team SMG. Muffin here is leading the pack towards Art. Nobody's waiting though in that close corner. Kuhaibi with that ghost. Not too sure if that will deal a lot of damage. Maybe a double headshot, but Polly confirms that there is Alexi. She is suppressed, but she is still peeking. Kuhaibi! A double headshot towards Muffin! And Kuhaibi confirms there might be one more. Her boombot is destroyed, and they all will fall now to the hands of both Polly and Tara, just waiting for them. No information confirmed by that haunt,
30
but they will
seconds
be
left.
ready for that push.
Oh, another headshot
Spike
comes
planted.
in from Kuhaibi, but not able to quite connect that kill. Tara and Alexi, though, they go huge here, finding one apiece, and right now Polly is going to be tackled to an inch of her life, desperately fighting to stay alive here alongside Margot. 3v2 right now, both players for the side of Sapphire looking to be very low. Their positions known as well, and all it's going to take is this fragment to really push them off the ankle. Desperately trying to go for the spam kills. Margot, in fact, finds that first one, but I don't know how much more she can do. Bringing it down to a 1v1 here. One bullet and a dream. Classic. The push comes through, and Margot with the clutch. 4 kills on the round as Sapphire. They find their first. But that got too close for comfort. Anybody's comfort, but especially Sapphire's there, as they barely make the round work off the back of their full buy, losing 4 guns in the process.
Yeah, well, when it comes down to these rounds, right, Sapphire and Team SMG, whenever it is close, usually you would have to place doubt on the player of Sapphire here, especially Margot. But she knows that she had the better weaponry. She knows that it hasn't been half just yet, so she had to wait the time. She switches to her classic, and that was just an amazing decision for her to do so. Not over-peaking, just staying her ground, because she knows the time is in her hands. And time was in her favor. This time though, Shirazi, the one guarding the B sites. Prowler has been heard, but no push has been confirmed just yet.
I like how Sapphire keep varying their cadence. You know, they go for some really huge aggression last time towards the beginning of the round on A. Now on B, they made a little bit of noise, but they're just happy to wait this utility out before really going forward. Muffin again being able to take up that crucial space, clear out backside. We'll be looking at a 5v5 retake if these players aren't careful. The swing from Camus almost finds so much value, but Shirazi and Alexi will strike back here. No command activated as well for Alexi, who was able to get that positioning off the back of that kill that she found onto site. It is going to be a 4v3 right now. Number advantage towards these players from the side of SMG, and the spike hasn't even gone down. In fact, it's going to be Sapphire going for a quick rotate towards the opposite side of the map. It already seems like Tara has the read here. We'll be trying to go in for this information and hear
30
all these
seconds
players coming in along with their smokes. At the very least, Sapphire, it does seem like they'll be able to get planned. Although if they're not careful, Tara's gonna find so much value here. It's gonna be Alexi though, tormenting too, and it's all down to Ginny, the IGL, the leader for this team, to try and close it out in this 1v3. Only able to find one though before Kuhaibi shuts her down as SMG. They find 3.
Yeah, the position there of Taro, no smokes, and she was able to at least spot out one, but Shrike got killed. An immediate trade though for Alexi. The first kill for her is here, but her double is what won her this round. Ginny tried her best in order to fake out a plant, but Kuhaibi just popped out of that smoke to get the kill. A great responsive trades here for Team SMG. That's a perfect counter to a team like Sapphire. They always would play together. Their utilities are also on point, but when it comes down to playing as a team, SMG always has it. Like this. Tara was able to get 2 kills, but Shrike responds, and this is gonna be glorious for them. Pick up weapons too.
Yeah, that Spectre is going to be snatched by Ginny, and now they're going to be having all 3 of those ultimates online to try and make this round work with. Once again, after creating that much noise towards that A side, they're going to be looking to rotate over to B instead. Cosmic Divide invested as well by the side of Sapphire as they just run for a site here. The Viper Wall does come up, but it seems like Ginny is aware of the possibility that it's probably just going to be a kind of a red heading as the spike will be planted. Right now, the Rolling Thunder is going to be online as well for this IGL, and all they have to do is really go in for a successful post plant here, considering that they have that Nanoswarm available as well as everything else. Now, in fact, it's going to be the third ultimate coming out as well in this particular round, if I'm not wrong. Lockdown to buy just a little bit more time and space. Shirazi, though, with that Viper play Spoil Sport if that does come down to try and stick out the defuse. Once again, just the patience coming out of these players on the side of SMG as they look to try to make this work. But when your spike is ticking, you just don't have the time to make it work with. Once again, it's going to be this flank that makes the difference maker. Margot able to find that first. It's all down to just Alexi. And with no time, it is going to be Trike getting the third on the round and shutting these players down. Sapphire, they strike back.
Yeah, when it comes down to that trade, right? A 3-on-2 trade. Trek is able to spray 2 down. And with those Spectres recovered and their slow rotation towards the B site, they even had an open plant. They weren't really worried about where they had to plant the spike, only because they know that the rotations for SMG will come late, only because they pushed forward in the A site. And that's a great decision making for them. Twice in a row already that Team Sapphire has able to win rounds, only because of their rotations. Their quick decisions to go to B instead of pushing on towards A. And Margot just waiting for that flank, waiting for the opportunity to be the perfect rat for the team. Muffin here. She's gonna be the first one to peek out.
Off your feet!
And that Rolling Thunder comes in. Dash in, and Shirazi is able to stay in this corner. Vulnerable are the players, but Sapphire, they still get the kills. So I've been able to get Alexi down with no weapons. The Sheriff, though, gets the headshot. Camu gets another one! Behind her was Ginny, waiting for the perfect moment to peek out. An expensive round for Sapphire, but SMG, they pulled a little bit back there. I know they didn't really have the best type of weaponry. Still, Camu just proves Sheriff can get kills, my man.
Yeah, it can be finding some incredible value off the back of that. We'll have the Nightfall ready. In fact, SMG, they're gonna have 4 ultimates to try and work with. Alexi also only 2 away from the null command. The buy finally back in their favor as well with those rifles on board here. Once again, though, it is going to be map control that is going to be the point of contention for Sapphire. They're looking across the map to see where they can find a chink in the armor of SMG. SMG have already shut down any kind of A push with the help of that Viper's Pit. So Sapphire, they're looking to concentrate towards this mid area of the map. Prowler not spawning anybody. Though Camille will be the one to take this first contact. Trike already taking her down as the timing is not quite there for Camille, unfortunately. First blood going in favor of Team Sapphire right now, looking slowly but surely more and more confident. Again, though, this split towards Art and mid here might be able to find a lot of value. Gohaibi, with the help of the pages as well as Alexi, will be finding 2 major kills, though. Now Alexi knows that there's going to be more presence here. Try to go forward. Showstopper popped as well. And Gohaibi, after that, will find that kill. Things down to a 2v2.
Yeah. Team of SMG. Quite healthy, but Margot from the behind stabs the back of Shirazi. This time though, Tara's the one. We know Tarathiel to be one of these players who are very, very methodic when it comes to clutches. But Ginny makes sure nobody else is here. No rats available for them. They're in sewers. But Tara's just waiting. Probably to confirm a spike plant first before she pounces. But 12 seconds on the clock and the
10 seconds left.
Plant
Spike
is there.
planted.
Now confirms. I think she's gonna go for this retake all on her own. She does have the Cosmic Divide available for her. Once she figures out where the spike is planted, then maybe she can place it where she needs it. But Margot, she has the better angle. She takes down Tara and Sapphire. They go big with 4.
That was such a nasty play coming out of Margot. She knew that there was probably gonna be that Viper playing towards that Art area, seeing that it was that Viper's Pit towards main. in the beginning of the round, and just being able to confirm and trade out these kills. I think that was the difference maker. Margot was huge in that round. Ivy as well, being able to get those kills and having that showstopper at the ready, finding one more before being shut down. Really good work coming out of both of these teams, and it's just a testament to how talented they both are that it's going this neck and neck right now. Once again, SMG, they're going to be forced into a rough buy though when it comes to the situation. Ivy, the only one with any kind of weaponry online aside from a pistol. It does seem like Sapphire, they have their hearts on this B site right now. No ultimates to work with aside from that rifle, but that's going to be enough for them to take it.
Yeah, they take the site and Muffin even dashes in, right? They already covered the site, smokes are down, but there are a lot of difficulties thrown their way to try and stop that plant. Bohaibi uses the paint shells as well, and Tara, the wallbang kill against Wally, it's gotta be useful. The Muffin here behind catches one and two. Oh, Tara actually takes her down first, but here is Trike, gets one kill, and so far away. They rotate yet again. They know if they can't take the site, they immediately move fast towards the A site.
The counter rotation is going to be there though. Once again, Tara reading things perfectly here as the smokes will go down. Has a rifle to work with, the healthiest player on the team, and will be able to connect that kill onto Ginny as well. Now Sapphire, they are a player down
30 seconds
in a bit
left.
of a rough spot, and Tara trying to just buy some time here,
Spike planted.
wait for the rest of the team to come back. It's all going to come down to timing. As if you look at the position that Margot is holding, it's going to be a super aggressive angle. You're going to have to be very careful about clearing this. Margot finds one. Shirazi gets the trade, and now it's all down to Trike, and Trike will be able to clean things up. It's going to come down to the wire at the end, despite SMG being on an eco round. But it's going to be Sapphire winning once again.
I love that these rounds are very close, but at the end of the day, right, it's all about the timing. When it comes to Margot with this aggressive angle, right, and Tara just waiting behind that smoke, waiting for it to dissipate before she actually gets the kill. But unfortunately, Margot had the better position, and she was just looking the wrong way. And timing was everything. Trike was able to at least read where Shirazi will be pushing forward and walking toward, and she just caught her off guard. And when it comes down to Sapphire and how they would aggress, I think they've already captured how SMG would usually play it. Early rotations for the defense, and then they rotate towards the opposite side. And I guess that's what Sapphire has in store for this specific map, because it might be a long way, but they do it so quick, but yet so carefully. That's why they're able to plant out the spike. Tara, however, got one kill. It was against Ginny. The quick smoke. That's why Sapphire was able to plant down the spike safely.
Yeah, they do have it in stride for them. Right now, though, we're looking at just a little bit of a calm in the storm, so as to speak. Right now, SMG finally being able to get that full buy back online. Sapphire still holding on to an ult of their own, a Cosmic Divide that Margot once again has online. As for SMG, they have two to try and counter that with a Cosmic Divide of their own, as well as that null command that Alexi, for the second time already in 8 rounds, has online. Buys for both of these teams, rifles across the board, and I think that the focus is going to be on Trike, trying to possibly get that lockdown into play like we've seen in some of these previous rounds. Once again, Sapphire, they're happy to play for this map control, making a little bit of a sound towards mid, trying to possibly bait some mistakes out of the side of SMG, as they've done in so many rounds in succession before. Shirazi has managed to move over towards this A side, will be that obstacle standing in their way of a successful execute, even as that smoke goes up to deny them further information. Between Tara as well as, I believe, Shirazi, it's going to be very difficult to try and keep the site ready. And it's going to be Shirazi holding down the angle. The flash not quite connecting in time as she finds first blood here. Polly there for the backup as well, though Ginny finally able to strike back and find one of her own. Things still down to a 4v4 situation here. Null command already being popped by Alexi, and Trike right now. This is going to be where this battle is really decided. Trike finds one. But again, being shut down, though Ginny is there for the refrag immediately after. 2 players left for SMG, trying to make it work out through the gap. Alexi will be able to push out and find that first kill. Tara committing that Cosmic Divide as well, but Ginny is
Last
still
player
here.
standing.
Look at the positioning of this player right now. It's all down to Tara. A 1v2 to clutch out. Cosmic Divide denying crucial information as to where these players are, and Ginny being able to push out just sees a little bit of the Astra here. Not quite connecting the kill. Nevertheless, the block has made its way through, and it's going to be a firing squad on the other side as Tara gets shut down, and Sapphire, they find 6.
Yeah, it was just too bad. They didn't really know where the spike was planted. When she used that Cosmic Divide, she didn't know that it was just a bit placed outside of the Cosmic Divide. She was able to at least diffuse and make it to half. But at that point, right, when you are revealed, at least a portion of you is revealed, then you give away the information. Well, the spike was already red at that point, but the placement is everything. We all know Tara to be that type of person that would know where and when to throw her utility. But without that information where the spike was planted, it was just really their demise for that round.
Once again, economy not in the greatest spot for SMG. They're slowly but surely losing the kind of momentum on this map that they had in those first couple of rounds. And as for Sapphire, they're able to bring it back in style here for real. It is going to be the Pain Shells trying to at least buy some time, but a lockdown will not be stopped. And off the back of that, Muffin is able to just push in and try to go in for some frags here. Site has been vacated completely, respecting the lockdown SMG. They're going to be giving it up. Tara, though, with the help of this Guardian, will find the timing and gets that kill. Muffin, though, looking for more, gets the second already. And now it's all down to these remaining players. Both of them trying to find some of their own. Though the Rolling Thunder, it's going to be invested by Ginny, and they're able to find that kill off the back of that. Alexi, the 1v2. I think that they're going to know exactly where she is. And off the back of this, at least we'll be able to pick up a Vandal. Ginny only 30 HP. This is still a winnable clutch for Alexi if she plays her cards right. The flash connects, though. It's not going to be the push through coming in from Ginny. From Alexi off the back of that. Still trying to isolate these duels here somehow. Has to check their corner. Has to find the timing. Ginny will go down, and Alexi almost gets the clutch, but 18 HP will keep Margot into this, and it is going to be Sapphire finding number 7. Once again, Donut, it's these eco rounds that look the most scrappy, especially for SMG.
Yeah, I mean, Team SMG, when it comes down to that eco, right, even if you don't have the best weapon, you can still make it happen. Although that Rolling Thunder was perfect. 2 people dazed and confused. When it comes down to the spray, Ginny was at the helm. And Alexi there, she knew where another one would peek. It was Margot at that point, right? And Margot knew the Prowler has been confirmed now for this round. Gohaibi, she's get a little bit aggressive. 3 people here walking towards the restaurant, but they confirm there's nobody else here. So the rotations can come in here. MB, Shirazi, and as well as Kami, they have to be ready.
This execute is coming because Shirazi does have that wall and Molly available to buy some time. However, though, once again, the utility onslaught coming in from Sapphire is too much for these players on site to contend with. They're going to be forced to fall back, giving up control of not just the main side, but also backside to Sapphire. It's going to be a full 5-1-5 retake right now. No lockdown either because there's no Killjoy for SMG, which is going to make things even more difficult. They are looking to just methodically try and retake some control here. The Pain Shells from Gohaibi starting things off right now, though. The Crossfire is too much for these players to deal with. Gohaibi will be able to find 2, but it's going to be 2 more. 3, in fact. And just like that, it's a retake for SMG that successfully works out. Gohaibi going huge in particular. 3 kills, clearing out backside by herself. And off the back of that, the rest of the team, they find enough value to take this round finally.
Yeah, Gohaibi with all of those skills, that was the start, that was the trigger for them to be more confident, to try and take on these duels. And with that specific POV that we saw, each one was dancing left and right, and Gohaibi was more of that information play. Okay, I can confirm that there were 2 behind those pillars, and each one, Shirazi, was able to take a kill, Camu as well. And this now calls for a timeout for Team Sapphire, only because, you know, Team SMG, they're built on momentum. They are built on heat, especially with each one of these players, right? Starting off as a duelist and then taking on roles, learning each and every agent and then finding their own place. And against Team SMG, if they are on heat, this is gonna be one of these threats for Sapphire. So this time I was called just to have a quick talk, right? What is the best possible solution in trying to stop this momentum for Team SMG? I'm actually very surprised that they used their timeout because back in 2022, even if it was in abundance, they didn't really use it well. The timing was off. It was already a big lead against their opponent, but this time, if they're using it, even if they have the lead, I love this quick switch up for them this year.
I think the one thing that I like about both of these teams is that they never give up. Like so many of the games that we saw during the 2022 circuit as well for APAC Game Changers, they came out of these two teams and they were able to find things just neck and neck. Once again, you know, this mid push comes out, but it's still gonna be players being able to trade each other perfectly. Oh, the showstopper is gonna be dodged by Polly, but the snake bite still finds Shirazi, finds her from Shirazi here. Numbers advantage finally swinging in the favor of SMG right now. The last three players for Sapphire trying to find some value where they can work, but unfortunately, after getting that advantage at SMG, they're kind of falling back here to try and defend these sites, with the exception of Kohaibi, who was forced to play a little bit aggressive to maintain this art control and try to get some early information. Alexi, this is going to be the point of contact here. Timing has to work out. Muffin will already be spotted out here. The flash is going to be perfect, but only one kill coming off the back of it. Muffin pulls out the blazer. Last shot and a half. Kohaibi still finding his kill though, and it's all down to just Muffin here. The Pro CG of Ginny, as we did see in that video. But now in 1v1, Spike dropping no man's land as well, and for Kohaibi, it's going to be too easy to cast the jet on that up trap. SMG, they bring it back to 5.
Switching
5-7 for defense from this team, considering they don't have a killjoy. Not bad at all.
Yeah, the rounds are close. The score is close, and I'm very excited for the switch up for this half. But before we get to that, I'll let the panel break it down for us. I'm pretty sure they're excited to share their thoughts, so let me know, Dax and Mika Fabs.
Thank you very much, casters. It's difficult to determine where the momentum is right now because it just seems like both of these teams seem to operate on bursts at the moment. So it's like, you know, the first few rounds just have Team SMG pop off, and then the next few rounds go over to Sapphire. Now it's Team SMG. I still think, even though the scoreline wise it is in favor of Sapphire, this is still neck and neck. This is still a pretty fiery matchup.
It could have been worse for SMG, that's for sure, and they really rallied in the last two rounds. But Mika, before anything else, I just want to say SMG, these guys have been straving those strats. They've been waiting for this opportunity to bring it out versus Sapphire, to go for that double control instead of the double duelist chamber shenanigans that they had earlier on in this year's Pearl runs. And you can see why. They have so much way to manipulate the battlefield and be active at the same time. When you have that Astra Viper, you might not even need a Sentinel anymore because the utility that those two controllers provide are effective enough to stall the side of Sapphire as much as possible. But on the flip side, Sapphire had such a big rally because they understood how that stall worked and how they executed their rotates to allow themselves opportunities on opposite sides of the maps.
And I just want to point out two players that are really standing out to me. First of all, it's great to see Kohaibi fully into the duelist role. Just because, like, you know, we've seen her. Last time I saw her, she was still chamber meta, so she was still on the chamber, and then she was shifting into the killjoy sometimes a little bit. It's great to see her fully embrace the duelist role because she is rocking it. And I want to say Muffin, I was excited about that duelist matchup, right? But I do see now, like, they're kind of approaching it a little differently. Muffin, her priority is really onto space. You can see why she's such an important part of why Sapphire has that pace, because she takes a space. You can see her go make a beeline towards that map line. And we're gonna see how the rest of this map goes. It's really exciting to see these two teams because we promised a lot of firepower and we are delivering. So let's toss it on back to our casters.
Thank you so much once again, Mika and Dax. Really nice insights coming in, especially those points that you made about Muffin there. Right now, though, it's going to be the side switch kicking in. Sapphire are going to be on defense right now. They do have that Astra utility as well as Trike on that Killjoy to try and hold on. But for SMG, you know, Donut, this is a really, really aggressive team comp. They can not only sell fakes with that double controller, but also just such firepower that Alexi and Kohaibi have been bringing up in this map so far. They're going to bring the heat here.
yeah, the heat is seen here. Even Shirazi with this double controller setup. With this attack, I think it's gonna be so helpful for them to provide cover, especially with Sapphire's firepower too, right? So they would need all of the smokes that they can get so that they can enter the site just safely and surely. But when it comes to this defense, though, they haven't seen anything else because of this smoke. Jenny does confirm, though, that there might be threat here of Team SMG just walking through, and Cammy will use her prowler to try and figure out where they currently are. There is that pink shell, but Gohaibi is able to take down one. Polly, though, double kill, and Shirazi as well with the trade. Jenny still surviving here at the back of halls. She is suppressed, but her youth kills will come online, and Margot is taken down by Alexi. And Tara makes sure that this is covered. She does still have
one enemy remaining.
But Muffin is there without the smoke. She gets the headshot, and Ginny as well. Now, Sapphire takes 8th pistol round.
Right there.
For sure, Team SMG with this buy, even if it is going to be just Sheriff's pistols, pretty sure that they can recover from this. But I really loved Jenny's ability to stay and control their infalls.
Yeah, you know, I think there was Koebi's pain shells, a prowler coming out of Camus as well. Everything was thrown at Ginny there. Just being able to stay alive and hold that power position was a difference maker. We talked a little bit about how losing Hall's control on that particular map, holding onto it can be difficult, but losing it and retaking it is even more so. With the fact that Ginny with that pistol was able to hold on to it and get a couple of kills off the back of that position. Huge testament to that skill coming out of the IGL off that particular team. Right now, though, like you mentioned, the buy, not the greatest for SMG. Just gonna be pistols across the board here. Only going for some jump peaks, does get spotted out and will take quite a bit of damage as they will be forced back right now. The rest of the players from SMG, despite knowing that they've done quite a bit, are still looking to play just a bit patiently. They do have those sheriffs, like you mentioned. At this point, they're going to have to stick together as a pack as much as possible, because finding these trades on these rounds is going to be so crucial. Paulie just going to be watching that sewers exit in case someone decides to get a little bit antsy and over-eager. Talking about over-eager, though, look at these 4 girls. They're just going to be walking into Trick here.
Yep, Trek has just pulled it. But as she speaks, she actually gets just one. Shirazi was able to put a bullet through her head. And Shirazi here, so low. They have no idea where to go. And Team Sapphire, they're closing in on them.
30 seconds left.
With a spike, so out in the open. And if Polly catches them, this might be the round over. But they're just playing it slow. As you mentioned, they're playing as a pack. But with that seize, though, has captured, and there's a kill for Ginny as she flashes Gohaibi with a trade.
10 seconds left.
And Polly tries her best to get the damage, get the kill as well. But they are hunting for her. It all boils down to the last few seconds, and there's not a chance for Team SMG. Sapphire gets the kill and the win.
I did because it means you're my friend. But maybe I should say because
just died to her own utility. Zach, that was a very chaotic round. I feel like Trike wasn't able to get a few kills, but Ginny here making sure that that A long side, B long side is actually very secure for her before she actually pounces on toward the mid door.
I really like that coming out of them because, you know, SMG, like we mentioned, they played as a pack. They were able to take 3 of these guns out of the hands of these players from the side of Sapphire. So they're full by round looking a little bit more scrappy here. Camus, unfortunately, will be just playing with the Spectre because that was the gun that they managed to pick up and save from last time around. The rest of them, though, rifles across the board here. Kohabi more than halfway there to that showstopper, and Shirazi is going to be the one watching for this lurk. We'll hear Trike's position, in fact, and we'll be looking to convert that kill possibly. Unfortunately, not quite able to get it, although at least they managed to hold on to this crucial bit of space. Right now, though, the Haunt is going to be coming through towards this side of the map. Muffin trying to stay alive, making her own goal to try and get a kill or 2. In fact, with Polly's help, we'll be finding 2, shutting down this push coming in right now on the site. However, though, these rifles, they're not going to do anything as Margot just swings out of the smoke and gets those kills. It's all down to just Shirazi. 1v3 to clutch out and won't even be able to find that first. Ginny will shut that down as Sapphire. They find double digits. they chose this map. They might have gone to overtime against RRQ Kaguya yesterday, but against SMG today, they look so comfortable.
Yeah, Muffin there, using her own smoke to defend her while spraying them because they knew that Margot would be holding this angle. She would confirm if somebody would be walking in, and then she can transfer her spray. But at that point, right, if you are SMG, you would want to take down Muffin first. But at that point, SMG, with how they played out, we did not expect that whole cavalry of Spectre sprays coming at them. And Kohibi here, they want to be able to take these utilities down because they know that Strike is waiting for them. Now the stun comes in, they fall back.
Oh, that was a really good short for SMG. Now though, they forced and they put in everything they have in this buy, so if it doesn't go their way, it's going to be looking really, really awkward for them. They're kind of playing for more map control. Once again, like you mentioned, that mid pressure coming out right off the bat, and Shirazi on the lurk in the meantime, looking to find some more value towards the site here. Unfortunately, that smoke is not only going to let her get up close, it's also going to be very difficult for her to possibly push through here. Right now, the Kohibi is going to be that tip of the spear, trying towards back of side, holding strong, getting down the first, looking for more here as necessary. The Camus and Alexi will deny that from happening right now. Numbers advantage is firmly in favor of SMG as they manage to get the spike down. And this 3v4, no ultimates available for Sapphire on the retake.
Yep, but they have the firepower of Ginny, Margot, and Muffin. Stun comes in, and that's gonna stun about 3. That's why Muffin dashes in to get the kill. The other one dazed. Shirazi though takes down 2. And a 1v1, one by Alexi. Redemption round for them. 6 and 10. Team SMG. The gap is actually very high still for Team Sapphire. As they are on the defense, their composition is very strong for the retakes and for the defense as well. With how Trike is positioned, they ensure that everything else is covered so that you can focus your eyes towards B long. And when it came down to that stun, right, Jenny just dazed everybody else. Though Alexi won that 1v1, still though,
Recovering it.
a bit too costly for them.
Grenade!
Well, Hybe's gonna be throwing in the paint shells and securing at least double doors. Oh.
Nasty shot out of Alexi there. Almost expects the position of Muffin and pre-fires it. Gets a clean headshot off the back of that. It is going to be first split to SMG in this particular round. They might be behind, but they're not out. They're still alive and kicking, and especially seems like they're on track to get a little bit of momentum after winning the round the last time around. A couple of ultimates available for them, very close, but more than that, Shirazi has the Viper's Pit. We might be seeing that come into play, especially since Baby TZ is not having that counter lockdown. For the side of Sapphire, a little bit of a broken side here. We do have those 2 rifles, but aside from that, not much else. Talking about the ultimates though, it is going to be Kohibi starting things off with the showstopper. Spots the player, gets the kill, takes a little bit of damage from her own ultimate. And it is going to be SMG being able to get that spike down. They've invested quite a bit here though, Donut. They've invested both that Viper Spit and that showstopper to be able to make their way onto site and confirm it. These last 3 players, they're going to be trying to make the retake happen because at least next round they're going to be having enough money to be able to buy up. Know that there's at least 1 or 2 players in this Viper's Pit. But again, just the positioning being held by SMG here is so much for them to deal with. Kohibi already finding the first one. They find quick trades right now. That's going to be all they get though, as Lexi and Camus will clean things up. 7-10 right now for Sapphire. Still in the lead, but SMG, they're narrowing the gap bit by bit.
Yeah, the use of the 2 ultimates, I guess, that was very essential for them to win that round. They needed badly. And even the Viper's Pit was actually crucial for them to get the win. It was so hard to see through all of that right smack in the middle of the B site. Even if the Prowler was sent over there by Polly, they couldn't really see anything. That's why Kohibi got the first kill. But Team SMG, with how they played around the Viper's Pit, it was just really big conversion for them.
A round that they really needed to win. You're not wrong there. And they do manage to do so. Now though, it is going to be Sapphire finally having enough money for a full buy. Multiple ultimates online. We're very close to it. They have all the tools they need to try and push their lead to 11. Assuming that SMG doesn't like pull out all the stops to do so. Right Now, once again, early mid pressure coming into this particular map. They're going to be trying to take art control here. Kohabi along with Camille having pushed up a little bit, but it does seem like Sapphire, they're happy to fall back right now, play a little bit of a safer position here, not wanting to lose players early on like they've been doing in these last couple of rounds.
Yeah, they want to be able to at least manage what they can. And all of them, they're rotating towards the B site. Ginny here set up with a crossfire with Trike. Shirazi will be ready with that utility though, and the Lexi gets the kill against Ginny. Shirazi able to deal a lot of damage towards Trike, but she is still there. She's still surviving. She deals more damage than we expected her to do. And Alexi here has the null command ready. But the plant is something a lot priority for them. Holly here gets the first headshot. So crispy from this lady. But now it's down to her. It is the clutch or the gap. Actually closing in. Holly with that flick. She's out for the ace. And with the damage for Shirazi, I think it's very much possible. Double peek, playing together. Alexi can throw in that knife and that could be their win, but Shirazi was too quick to pull the trigger. And they get 8 now. The gap is just 2. Zach, I think this is another comeback story. I think most of the things that we've been casting has been a comeback story.
I think so far we're gonna be the only stream that went 3 for 3 on all the games that we've casted except for that first one, Donut. But you know, it's gonna be a timeout finally called by Sapphire. Economy not in the greatest position, so we're mostly likely gonna be looking at a 9 to 10 scoreline after this particular one, unless Muffin pulls some magic off with this Blade Storm. But you know, talking about SMG on attack, first couple of rounds, you saw them try to hit it fast. You saw them trying to like get control quick, and they were shut down by Sapphire. But now that they've switched up their pace of the game, they've switched up their tactics. They're sort of going for map control, trying to get a pick and going wherever they want to go after that. It does seem like Sapphire, they have no clear answer to that.
Not at all. When Team SMG are together, right? I think it's how Sapphire did play a little bit during their attacking rounds. When they would swarm in towards the site, Team SMG, they would lose at least 2 people, but the retakes for SMG, they make it close. But Sapphire here, in terms of the kills, at the end of the day, SMG, when it comes to the team play, I guess, the sync is closer. But Sapphire, they called for a timeout during their save round. They're making sure that they maximize all of these sheriffs that they have on hand. And it's the push out towards A for Muffin. And a quick one.
Quite a bit of information found right now. That's going to be this area here. Kwaibi being taken down immediately. The Camille is able to find not one, but both of those straights here. It is going to be the Haunted, it is going to be the Nightfall invested towards the middle of the map, making sure that nobody's going to be watching those angles as they try to go on in. Aware, again, the awareness coming out of these girls, knowing that it wasn't in their control. It is going to be that smoke invested for that. Off the back of that, the combination of the Rolling Thunder and the Blade Storm will be finding one. Trike finds another, and suddenly what looked like an excellent start on this round for the side of SMG is going to be stopped in their tracks. It's all down to Shirazi. A 1v2 to try and close out. The clock ticking as well, thanks to the help of that lockdown. And just like that, the 50 is going to be won by Sapphire. 3 ultimates was all it took, and they will find number 11. SMG only 2 away from losing out on this particular map if they're not careful. And Sapphire, they finally have an answer after the timeout.
You have to find that balance, right? You don't necessarily have enough firepower. Well, except for the sheriffs, which got a lot of headshots for that round. But the balance is also maximizing your ult economy. And at that point, when they used 3, they had to make sure that they got the win. And that was a beautiful updraft there by Muffin. She was just hiding in that corner. And when the Rolling Thunder came in, it was just timing for Muffin to get those kills. And Muffin now with that operator. She won't have that dash available though, but she will exit. She gets a lot of damage from that snake bite.
Here.
Yeah, it gets tagged down to half of her HP. Still gonna be able to play on site though, at least trying to anchor down this backside area with the help of Ginny. Polly also has rotated over, so now it's gonna be the three of the most annoying players on the side of Sapphire that SMG have contended with so far, trying to hold it down. Once again, Muffin with the jump peak will confirm that there is going to be heavy presence from SMG, still trying to contest this side. Cosmic Divide will be forced out, and now they're looking to go forward. Muffin finds the first one to Alexi. The immediate retrade is going to be there. Down to Hybe to try and create some more space. That will be denied though, as Polly finds that kill. Still, Camille and Shirazi, they're holding strong, and now it's all down to just try clear a 1v2 situation. Shirazi with almost no HP to work with. That's all gonna come down to the timings right now. And Trike will be choosing to play it just a bit cautiously, trying to isolate these fights. Shirazi with only 15 HP left, watching the cross though, will get SMG to 9 and the Viper's good for the next one. This game so far, it is just so good for both these teams.
You would notice that the bulk of all of the kills are usually mid-round, and the response from Team SMG here to make sure that they get on towards the site, first the Cosmic Divide, but as they actually pushed, that's when it mattered most. They got all of the kills, and Shirazi, being the agent with the low HP, she was able to plant down the spike, while of course Tara was the one who ensured that there would be no push from Team Sapphire. And Muffin here, with the Sheriff in hand, gets a headshot, a crispy one towards Alexi. But in response, Tara, with her own kill as well, Muffin just plays back.
Does manage to pick up that Bulldog though, so at least it's not a complete loss coming in for the side of Sapphire. A 1-for-1 trade, they pick up a gun off the back of that, or at least hold on to it, for lack of a better phrase. It does seem like off the back of that pick though, SMG, they're happy to try and explore more towards the side of the map. Prowler going to be invested to try and clear out A main, make sure that whoever was towards the side has cleared off a little bit, which Muffin indeed has. Towards backside, it is going to be a combo use though. Muffin desperately trying to hit the shot, but Glybe denying it completely here. Being able to take that first crucial kill and open up the space for Shirazi to put down that Viper's Pit. Numbers advantage on the side of SMG right now, as are the guns, with the exception of one Phantom onto Ginny. Right now, they're gonna have to somehow try to retake with the help of this Viper's Pit. Right next to each other, it's gonna be Margot and Kohybe taking this fight. Margot, though, with 4 HP and a frenzy, able to confirm the kills nevertheless. One remaining players make that one as Shirazi finds another. It's all down to just one player. Viper's Pit will be put out on purpose, and Camus confirms that last kill. SMG, they get to double digits as well.
Whatever happens,
and now, Sapphire, they can either get to match point here, or they can let SMG equalize. And I really don't know what's going to be happening, especially with that operator coming into play for Muffin.
Yeah, we have no prediction. Actually, Muffin expected that Kohybe will actually drop down, but no, she jumps back up, moves to the left and then to the right, and then gets the kill. And when it comes to Shirazi's Viper's Pit, it always is going to be a win. And I highly doubt that we could predict any of the things that are happening here, because these rounds are so close. But Muffin, as you mentioned, with that operator, she gets a kill. Kohybe is down. They have the second entry though. Alexi's still alive. She still has the flashes.
Right now, off the back, knowing that there is going to be an operator here, it does seem like SMG, they're going to be slowing things down a little bit. They still want to contest here from where they're positioned, perhaps waiting for a mistake coming out of Sapphire. Though, once again, after getting that first pick, it is going to be a quick reposition and movement coming out of the remaining players to maintain that advantage for as long as possible. Shirazi towards mid, trying to find a lurk, trying to find a kill, but not quite able to see anything, anybody pushing out. She's going to rotate back over with the rest of the team here as they try to go. And unfortunately, that smoke towards main, it's not going to be positioned quite correctly. Muffin does have a gap, an angle through which she can try to swing out if they're not careful. The flash from Alexi, though, that will buy this team just a little bit of space here. Looking to go forward. Alexi, in fact, will be able to take down that operator.
30 seconds left.
Open up the site for business. And now it does seem like Tara will be able to get this fight at the very least.
Planted.
The remaining players from SMG looking for just a bit more. In fact, going to be holding down that dugout area with 2 players. Seems like Sapphire Alexi once again head on head is able to net these crucial kills time and though. Margot finds one. Shirazi.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
1v1 at the end of it. Alexi, the hero for SMG. And Polly on the flank. Who will be able to clutch it out is going to be the question. Polly does have the angle to try and stick it though. Already getting it down to half. But Alexi with the 4K gets the headshot and the round, and SMG, they equalize 11-11.
So Hybe was taken down, right? It's going to be a question, okay, what do we do now that Arrays is actually down, but Alexi just shows up. She gets the first kill towards the operator, and when it comes to the clutch, right, they were overconfident about how they were positioned. They pushed out, but at the end of it, right, Alexi delivers the kill, the clutch, and the win. Team SMG now equalize the situation on 11-11 in Sapphire. They haven't been really giving us more decisive rounds, or it all just boils down to the timing, I guess.
Yeah, I think so far, when you talk about timings, right? It's SMG just being able to find them time and time again, and more than that, they've been able to like kind of stay strong. A lot of these rounds, you do see that Sapphire is able to get that first blood, but more than that, they've been struggling to really find. Once again, Kohibi just able to open up the site without taking down tricks as well. That's a huge kill. Camille finds not one but two in the meantime. And suddenly, once again, Sapphire, they look like they're in trouble. Two remaining players on the play. Camille already expecting it. Not able to connect the shot. Now they know where these remaining players for the side of Sapphire are coming from. Cosmic Divide going to be invested as well in the attempt to go for the retake here. Muffin leading down the charge. Now the angles are much to contend with. Muffin only able to find one before being shut down. And SMG, they come back and they take match point.
Match point.
The amount of courage for Kohibi to push forward, and with that trade, right, an instant one when she gets the kill with a showstopper, but Camille as well makes sure that the plant will be safe. They are so quick when it comes to these trades, and Muffin, even if she was leading the flank, all of the members of Team SMG, they had their own angles that they needed to cover. And each time that Sapphire actually catches, there is the kill. But Muffin here with that aggressive push against her eliminates her. One null command though, available for Alexi. Just waiting.
It has got to be Nightfall invested, and SMG, they will be able to sweep their way onto site. Null command as well, denying utility, like you mentioned their donut, but it is a 4v5 at the end of it. Gotta come down to timing, and Camille pushing in through that CT area will be able to find that crucial pick. Spots the second player as well. Trick will be jumping down, will be caught off guard by Shirazi, and it's looking like it's almost over here. A 4v3 right now. The remaining players in Sapphire, the Gunstock Traders, Laser will be shut down as well. And just like that, SMG, they make the comeback and take it 13-11. Map number 1 stolen away from Sapphire. Wow. Look at these girls. They're so happy.
Alexi, being the flex of the team, was just holding out her arms like this, flexing. Well, I guess that's something that really is something that she should show, right? Because if she is the flexing for the team, then I mean, they just took down the queens, the ones who represented the APAC last year. Is this foreshadowing? That is going to be the question. Well, the panel will discuss more about the game. So let me know, Dax and Mika Fabs.
Absolutely stellar work from Team SMG taking Pearl, but Sapphire brought it so close. At one point, as I mentioned during the halftime, I didn't know where exactly this match is going to go, and I think up until the very last minute you didn't know, just because there's so much firepower. But SMG, oh, love this power push method that they did, Dax.
What an ending! Did you see how Team SMG is just so convinced that that site is theirs, that they're willing to push it to the absolute limit? You break it down, especially with the top performers you have for SMG, Alexi flexing those muscles, flexing on over all throughout the map for good reason. She was paramount for so much of that success every single time they needed an execute. If Kohibi's dead, no problem, Alexi's there. If she's around, play for the flash, play for the suppress. And so many times we see from SMG also, since they have that double controller, controller that they've been saving for Team Sapphire. They're always in a good position, especially on the attacking side, to play the plant and play the advance. Later on in that round there, Mika, at the very last, BBTZ or Trike, she was forced to drop down into the loving arms of Shirazi. And I'm still freaking out how Shirazi was just able to get that flick towards Link despite the aftershock. That is just full confidence right now for Team SMG, and they're really making that case that they are the team to beat here in the Open 1.
Love those post-game stats. You see Margot on top and you see Alexi as well. Those two players really, really stood out for me. I mean, Margot, just what a player, right? Just every time Margot is still alive, there's still hope for her team. But Alexi is just... There was this amazing kind of like power push from Camille and Alexi. Like every time with SMG, they would do the synchronized push, and all of this synchronized utility to just turn the site into a wasteland in a few seconds. And then you have Kohibi, definitely, you know, securing all of those corners. There's this power push from Camille and Alexi that usually Sapphire just couldn't pull through.
Yeah, it's just the depth right now SMG has as a whole in terms of their roster, in terms of the compositions that they can bring, and the understanding on what they can actually get away with it. On the other side though, Sapphire, it's still so tried and tested. There's a reason, there's a lot of VODs for them right now, and there's still a reason why they play these kind of compositions despite being known by the opposition. It's they can think outside the box. They can make wonders happen. I still remember towards that A side, they set up that eco play with a rolling thunder and that double updraft when you see kill zones like that. But in the end though, the staying power was the problem. When you get the post-plant scenario in favor of Team SMG, they would struggle on the retake because they don't know where they can go. They don't know what angles they can be safe in. And from that point on, that was just the confidence SMG needed to take the map.
Yeah, you mentioned that one round, right? I remember it's like the only time that they were able to do an effective retake was because they were not on the side at all. They were so far away, and then they were able to pincer back. But Alexi here, what an amazing performance from Alexi, and you can just be so proud, and you can tell that she's feeling it. When we cut to her post cam, she was just all smiles and doing the flexing, doing the finger hearts and everything. This girl is having such a good day. Going back though, you know, to the side of Sapphire and SMG, you're absolutely right there. SMG just knew, like, you know, they took a first few rounds to be able to decipher what Sapphire exactly, what their setup was. By the time they had that, they knew exactly where to send Camille and Alexi. They're like, all right, you guys know where they are. Go on, go kill.
Well, I'll say though, for Sapphire, they also figured out how to deal with the double control on the first half, but not so much on the second. Really good for Team SMG to just keep this in their pockets. And moving forward, I wouldn't be surprised to see them play this style more so on Pearl. Goes to show though, this is an all-star squad. You look at that leaderboard from last year, Victra squad, SMG squad, the points were right there, and now the members are together to make that deep run this year.
Well, I'm really excited for what's coming up next. We get something that we don't get quite a lot, Dax. We are heading into Lotus for map number 2 right after this break.
wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. We wanna get it crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, crunk in the club, with a get it crunk with a couple hundred thugs. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round, everybody round here. Know we getting hype. Get money.
Let's get the
Get money.
let's get the
Get money.
Welcome back to VCT Game Changers APAC. You are back on the panel with Mika Fabs and Dax. No more Cat, unfortunately. The Cat has long since gone since the first series. But I am very excited for what's about to come up in map number 2. We just saw the first map, by the way, Pearl, go in favor of Team SMG. But now we move over to Team SMG's map. It wasn't even their map pick. We move over to their pick, Lotus. And we have never seen either Team SMG or Sapphire on Lotus just yet. I'm really excited, Dax.
How dare you take my point, Mika? That was my only point about this. The mystery.
Oh, great. Okay.
The
We
veil.
can cut to the game now.
No, but truth be told, this is just par for the course for SMG. We talked about it a while ago for the first map. The composition they were running on Pearl was not the composition that they ran beforehand, there was no double shenanigans. It was the double control instead, and it really took Sapphire for a loop. So now moving to the second map where there is just absolute mysteries for both sides. SMG yet again looking to play with the element of surprise. But of course, when you look back at that Pearl map, you can really see the individual pieces of SMG so potent alongside one another. And when they just are able to coordinate that, they just hit different from the rest of the Game Changers team.
Exactly. It was that coordination that really made them, rally back after, after the map switch with Sapphire. I am excited though, with Sapphire, they do tend to control a lot of space. And on a map like Lotus, wherein, you have all of the sites have different character, it is so crucial. I can already imagine Muffin just really dashing in on the backside on A. It's gonna be interesting because, like, again, there's so little information on Lotus as a whole, like overall in Valorant. People are still figuring out how exactly do we play this. And it's like you can't attack the sites in the same way. Your attack on A is not the attack that you have on B. It's very, very tight in B, and you can't attack the same way on C. So what are you expecting here from these teams? I think from what we saw with SMG, we could probably expect that power punch from Camille and Lexi once again. So there's probably going to be the KO and the fade, I think, from SMG.
Ooh, you're already guessing here. I think, honestly, for Sapphire, they love to play those initiators. They love to play those breaches. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a map like this wherein you can get so much area of effect with it. So, let's see, Ginny's already on it. Muffin, though, over onto the Neon. So, Sapphire, it seems like the elements to their composition right now, Mika, is about crowd control. When you play that Neon, you get that fast entry on sure, but you also have stunts to help out the big fast lane for main control. Same thing for Kohybe. The only real difference is you have the Astra on one side and the Viper on the other, or rather, the Omen on the other. And with Tara on the Omen, it's honestly been a bit more something standard right now in Lotus. It's the one piece of Lotus that has been quote-unquote solved. But with a solo Astra, it's a bit risky here for Sapphire. We'll see how it works.
I know, it's gonna be so interesting. Will it be the Cosmic Divide that turns things around, or is it gonna be that massive Omen, switcheroo that people like to do? We're gonna see as we head into Lotus for one of the first times ever, actually, here on VCT Game Changers. Let's toss it on over to our casters.
Ah, yes, the mic cafe. It's not the same without those. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. This is VCT Game Changers APAC. Like you heard from Mika and Dax, our fabulous panel, we are going to be heading into Lotus today. We heard them talk about the agent compositions. But, this particular map, like we talked about before we headed into a break, this is SMG's pick. And they look more than prepared heading into today's game. And they're already one map up. So, Donut, what do you think we're going to see?
A lot of these teams that we saw, when you take a look at their bans, Lotus would be the first one that they would ban. But this time, Team SMG, they have the guts to go through Lotus, even if it was the newly formed map, right, for VCT Game Changers. And I love the selection of these agents for both of these teams. Kohybe as a Neon, for sure there is going to be a head-to-head between her and Muffin, but I guess it's going to be a switch up when it comes to the controllers. I guess the desk mentioned this. It's Polly's use of the utility, but at the same time, Tara with her mind games against her opponents. This is what will come into fruition for this game. But take note, Team SMG, they're starting out in attack, which means that Sapphire selected defense first, probably to rack up a couple of scores before they take the second half.
I'm out of here. Shocking.
Early information already sniffed out by Muffin as she goes for a little bit of a push, though it does seem like the push itself is going to be materializing onto B. Kohybe already tagged up quite a bit thanks to the help of that turret. And on-site, Trix and Polly are playing spoil sport here to the Dreams. Dotara will be able to find 2 kills off her own. The Flash will at least buy a little bit of time, though Camille will not be deterred. She is still going for more kills. Finds them as all down to this last remaining player. Margot in a 1v2 to try and clutch it out. And again, it's going to be SMG finding that pistol. They don't get the spike plan, unfortunately, but that apart, still a great job coming out of them, and they will be able to buy up in this round.
Yeah, they actually pushed forward. Ginny and Muffin here were the ones defending the site. But even then, right, Camille, she has been so good with these shots. The flick up and the flick towards the side. I think Dax mentioned this, that Camille has been so good with anticipating where her opponents should be. And that's one thing that they have to worry about, especially if Camille is going to be playing the Sova. There is more information for her. And even if the Recon Bolt has passed, she can anticipate your moves. And that's the scary thing about this. Shirazi is holding the Marshall, but all of them, they want to go towards B. Nobody's here. Nobody's home in the B side, Zach.
Yeah, it's just going to be available for free. A really good call being made. And they're just going to be able to walk up, take all of side, and even get a little bit more of map control. If you look at the push coming out of these remaining players, Kamiyu investing the drone will in fact find a particular player, being able to get the kill off the back of it as well. Alexi will convert it, once again finding first blood. And now all they have to do is hold on to the site. The B site, you know, it does have a little bit more spicy corners to fight with. However, both Tara and Koibi will be able to confirm these kills. It's going to come down to one player right now, and Tara is more than ready for it. That's a controller right there. And SMG, as expected, they convert their second without losing a single player in the process.
Yeah, the flawless round for them just goes to show they have prepared for this moment. And if they were to go against Sapphire, then maybe it could be a weakness. A new map means a new dawn for Team SMG. And with this, they all anticipated where they would be, right? There are the trades, there are also the switch-ups, right, in terms of position, making sure that one would be distracted, Sapphire would be distracted by another player, and then one moving in. And I guess that's the beauty of this team right here. Their movement, check. Their anticipation, check. But Muffin here, will they anticipate her just hiding behind this box?
I'm not sure about that, especially if, you know, Ginny can lay down the bait just a bit better. However, in this kind of close corner, Muffin, unless she's able to find a lot of kills right off the bat, the potential for a trade is going to be very much there. Gohaibi going for a bit of a jump peek with the help of that Neon utility will be falling back, and instead, once again, it just seemed like SMG, they're looking to take the fight to the B side here. They will have those weapons to try and work with in this close range of combat, and after making this much noise, are looking to find more here. Will catch it off the guard, be able to convert that kill, and it's just a firing squad right now looking for these picks. Muffin still holding strong, being able to get more than her fair share of trades before finally being shut down.
One enemy remaining.
In the hands of SMG, though, Alexi pushing all the way into the spawn will be able to catch Trike off guard. And now it's down to Margot. 1v3 to clutch out. Two of these players are going to be incredibly low, so at least that's something that could go in her favor. But right now, it is going to be the drone buying just a little bit more time, spotting out her position to boot. And Margot has a lot of work to do. Smoke, the recon bolts, everything being tossed at her right now to prevent her from possibly having a shot at this retake. And at this juncture, with the clock having us ticked as far as it has, with the utility in her face, Margot decides, I'm just going to save. And SMG, they find their third.
Yeah, Team SMG, even with their SMGs, right? They were able to at least be more mobile when it comes to the map. If you have these light guns, right, you can just run in like Alexi did earlier on. When the flash came in towards the spawn of Sapphire, that wouldn't really be something that you would expect. But Alexi can get away with those types of things. And when it comes down to how they were positioned within the map, I was just looking at the minimap the whole time. They wanted to fake B, use the door, and even if Muffin gets 2, they still recover from it. Only because they were quick to decide, I'm pretty sure they already have this as part of their strat book. They read on it, okay, let's try this. And they just seamlessly execute it. Alexi just getting the kills, making sure that nobody else will actually get another kill for Team Sapphire. And there is the stun. And here, Muffin with that flash though, able to get one. Defeated. With a trade, and Margot, even with the Sheriff, gets a double. Shirazi fights back, but it's Camille and Shirazi. Quick one, 2v2.
Weapon's gonna be dropped here, possibly looking for an upgrade. It is going to be Trike on the flank, and Polly on with only a Sheriff to try and take a head-to-head fight here off the bat. We'll hear that door being used, so knows that there's still gonna be some presence on this particular site. If Polly can connect a couple of shots and get this kill, it might be what's necessary. Camille still watching. I don't know if they've spotted out this player yet, but that recon dart should be confirming that this is gonna be where Polly is right now in that corner. Can't quite get back up. Polly just being cooked alive right now by the Nano Swarm. And it's all down to this last player. 1v2 to try and close out. VCT already spotted with the help of that with the help of that turret being tagged as well right now with that drone. All they have to do is try and get this final kill, and Shirazi with the 4K on the round will get SMG to 4 as well. And you know, talking about how SMG are playing this map, Donut, they're taking so much more control than they need to, and it just seems like Sapphire aren't ready for it.
Yeah, they were ready for it, and I think one of the players that really turned this around is Shirazi. Not only did she get the first 2 kills, but her ability to just throw in and anticipate where they will be with that Nano Swarm just burning and cooking Sapphire live, that just goes to show how much she knows her opponents as well. And at the same time, if you were to peek out against the Sheriff, and it's actually Baby TZ against you, she knows so well to crouch. It's a perfect counter to a player. It's not just about knowing the team, but it's also about knowing the players individually.
There.
That's why you can counter it like how Shirazi does.
Revealing it.
So right now with this like SMG, once again, they're willing to get up fast and aggressive right off the back of the round there. Koibi dashing into being able to find that first kill. Alexi getting the second as well. And once again, SMG, they're going to be on fire. Hunter's Fury to try and deny the plans here. Unfortunately, not able to connect. Janito being able to punish Koibi for getting a little bit too aggressive. 2 players left for the side of Sapphire as they try to make this retake work against 3 from SMG, who are holding down that post one.
Enemy
Then it
remaining.
comes down to timing here, and Shirazi on the flank will be able to find that first already. It's all down to the Ginny, the IGL for the team, but it is going to be a bit of a beast just coming in at the end of the day. SMG, they're on fire on this map, 5-0 right now. And look at their ultimates. They've charged everything up, or they're only 1 away from it. Wow.
Yeah, I love that you said that that Koibi was punished because she was too forward and Jinny was able to get 2. But at the same time, you could see the balance. There was also the peace and the calm of Tara, of Shirazi, just waiting for the flank. It's the perfect ingredients to the recipe of being able to at least surprise your enemies, but at the same time just maintain your hold during the post plants. With how Shirazi was also positioned at that time, the information given to her, she maximized it. She was able to take down Margot from behind, and the rest was history. Now Sapphire has a timeout, probably not much experience when it comes to the map. As mentioned by the panelists, we have yet to see, and we have no expectations about this map at all, especially here in Game Changers. And I'm really enjoying how SMG is playing it. Very methodic, very aggressive, and that balance just really strikes.
Right now, though, Sapphire, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. That timeout, it has to have done a lot of work here, because so far they just look outclassed on this map, for lack of a better phrase, by SMG. You know, they've been struggling to really find their footing here. You know, this first couple of rounds, they lose so much of map control when that execute happens, and they aren't prepared for the retake. And now with that change of pace coming in from SMG, who have proven to be a really dynamic team, they're just not able to even hold their own against what you see. Right now, though, it is going to be the Neon ultimate invested already. The early flank coming in right now from Muffin. Shirazi's holding down the corner. Will be able to execute that sound cue, though at least it just seems like Tara wasn't ready for it. The remaining players running for dear life. Alexi onside able to find that first fight, getting the second. And now it's a Neon versus Neon battle. That overdrive does win out, though, and numbers advantage. It slides back towards Sapphire. 3v2 right now. Muffin still on the hunt for more kills. Pushing forward right now, though. It seems like finally the ultimate has run its course.
Out.
Trike as well on position on site.
Swarm grenade.
2 remaining players
Swarm
looking
grenade out.
to make this work out despite the numbers disadvantage.
They're both on site. So much
Careful.
pressure for Team SMG for this attack, but we've seen
Careful.
them win against them being outnumbered. And at this point, they pick up the guns,
30
right?
seconds
At
left.
least Ginny has a Bulldog, Muffin has this Vandal. But Ginny knows so well that there might be a rotation, but she gives herself away. Shirazi uses the lockdown The stun comes in, but what will prevail? Which one? But Shirazi gets
One enemy
behind.
remaining.
There was that spike plant, but all they have to
10
do
seconds left.
is actually just run for Ginny to plant down the spike.
Who could have predicted
Shirazi's
this?
gonna be ready with the headshot.
I did.
Beautiful work here for Shirazi and Anchor. A solid core of this team. I love how they're playing this map, Zach.
Really, really beautiful stuff from both of these teams. Muffin in particular, huge. They're being able to get so many kills with the help of that ultimate. But unfortunately, Shirazi's positioning here, you know, just perfectly played, like you mentioned. She puts down the lockdown, knows that if one player pushes, there's probably going to be a second as well. Gets in the position to get those 2 kills onto Muffin as well as Strike. And off the back of that, when that table turns into a 2v1, Sapphire just seemed to fall apart. Only using 1 ultimate as well. SMG, they're going to be holding on to 4 more in this particular round. 4 ultimates for both sides, in fact. And I think one thing that might play a huge factor in this is that lockdown from maybe TC. That might come into huge play here, especially if that spike does go down on this B side, because it covers the entire site.
Yeah, I think they're thinking of it, but it might be another distraction. But nope, they're going in with a fast lane. So quick here. Ivy has already taken a lot of space. But is she to the right side? Nope, Ginny gets the kill. And even with that rolling thunder, right? Look at SMG and how they position. They're using the map. They're maximizing it, ensuring that they get
enemy remaining.
They're at a disadvantage. Trike though gets a double. And now it's going to be Sapphire in favor of the numbers. Tara here with just 1 smoke. Just to get a kill or 2. She gets detected by the alarm bot, knows that 1 is there. Margot just opens the door to distract them.
30 seconds
Trike
left.
is very low. She actually spots out Muffin, but Muffin gets the kill. The pressure is on for Tara. Sapphire finally gets the first point.
I think that Sapphire, while they did play it well and they were able to win their head-to-heads, it was a bit of an overheat moment coming out of SMG once again. And I would say arguably that this was their biggest flaw last year, right? Before they picked up this team, you'd see multiple players on that team, despite them being an excellent roster, they would overheat so often and win rounds that they had no business losing. Last round would be a chief example of that, right? They take that B side, instead of planting the spike, they decide to go for a little bit of aggression, but Kohaibi, she pushes it alone, she's isolated, and they're just not able to get that trades. And after that, it was just a net closing in around the remainder of SMG. They just could find nothing much, no value really. Aggression once again coming out from the side of Sapphire, this time towards B main. Muffin will go for the peak, not spotting anything, will be falling back, and it does seem like SMG, they have their own sights on this A site right now. Gonna be pushing forward really aggressively. Margot getting all of these sound cues, trying to put down some shock darts to possibly do a little bit of chip damage in the meantime, but in the previous second, the site has been taken. Margot still able to find one. Quality chiming in with another of her own. Numbers advantage in favor right now of these players from SMG as they find 2 more kills here. And Alexi on to boot. A warning shot being fired toward Margot. Don't come here. This is my site. And SMG, they keep the numbers advantage and get the spike.
You know, when there's an operator, you do a warning shot. Nope, it's her body. She's using her own body to just say, this is my site. And even if the lockdown is there, they still will take enough space.
Last player
Be
standing.
safe here during the post plant. And Jenny's all alone. Uses that concuss. Catches Kohaibi. But she needs the kill. She needs this round. If not, SMG gets 7. There's a lot of pressure bringing over her shoulders, but Shirazi's still able to get the kill. And SMG, they get 7 against Sapphire, who just defeated the former queens as well of Game Changers, right? They defeated RRQ, that's why they're here in the winner's brackets. But SMG, they're looking so clean in this map. For sure, this is a permaban, right? For other teams, if you get to Lotus.
At this point, Sapphire is gonna make it a permaban too. Especially if they continue losing this badly, I think it's gonna be a new permaban coming out of them. But here's the thing, right? Last year's queens, now called RRQ, Kaguya, Alter Ego, Celeste, they were taken down by Sapphire a couple of times. First off, in that upper bracket, Sapphire winning the tournament that mattered the most, representing APAC at that Game Changers LAN. Right now, Sapphire are probably the current queens of APAC, and the thing is, SMG, they made those roster changes. They picked up players from 3 teams, including the old SMG, built a new core thing is, like we talked about already, SMG, they've beaten this particular teams 2-0 in that Swiss stage. So first time they faced up already, SMG was able to win a very dominant victory. 13-1, I think, on one of the maps, in fact. And right now, it's once again them being able to set to repeat the feat here. You can see exactly why. Their synergy, it looks so perfect.
That's true. Synergy is there. Firepower is there as well. The quick reactions from Camu at the saver of this round. But Ginny, quick taps with a Phantom.
Flash out!
Again, in this clutch situation, there's going to be a plan of the spike, but they
30 seconds left.
just run towards C. He's holding this off angle, catches Ginny. And SMG with this attack round, right? You would say that probably some of the teams will do better here during the defense, but I think I've heard a lot about Lotus, it being attack-sided. Maybe that's the reason why SMG are stringing these rounds together, but I think it's also the response of each of the players to anything Sapphire throws at them. One kill by Margot, immediately Camu peaks.
Yeah,
and
just
SMG,
really...
they're on a timeout. They're taking their time here.
I really like those points that you made about SMG. You know, the fact that they are taking their time at the end, the timeout as well. But more than that, in these rounds as well, I think that so far of all the games we've casted or watched over the course of the past 2 days, I have to say that SMG, they have the best kind of mid-round adaptations coming in. And I think that's what Valorant really comes down to, whichever team adapts the best on the fly. So many rounds over the course of these last 2 maps, we've seen them lose a player right off the bat, be in an unfavorable position, have an ultimate not quite work out as they expected, and they're still able to bounce back in style. It was the comeback on map number 1, Pearl, Sapphire's pick, and on this second map, they're looking to close it out in dominant style, 8-1. Only 3 rounds left in the half, and I don't know how much more Sapphire can find because their economy, once again, is going to be an absolute shambles. SMG, they're just charging up these ultimates time and time again. Shirazi already having that lockdown back online. Camus holding on to that Hunter's Fury for like 5 rounds now. Alexi, one off that Rolling Thunder. YB, again, another player who has had that Neon ultimate for a couple of rounds but never really had the need or chance to use it. It's just interesting to see how weak Sapphire look in comparison, how disjointed they are, and maybe, like you mentioned, it could be an attacker side of them. Sapphire might perform better, but they should really try to get as many rounds as possible because right now they're just struggling to even keep up.
Yeah, and there's a lockdown in place. Polly spots out one, but immediately a fast lane in response here for Ivy. Will be able to take the space to confirm that lockdown. And these duo peaks, this is gonna be deadly. Margot just peeking out. Polly, though, with the response. Take note, that's just 2 Bulldogs.
One enemy remaining.
One! And Margot and Polly, they make sure to get the kill that they needed. Here. First kill for Tara. No paranoia anymore. Uses that shadow step. And look at here. Tara is gonna get the kill against one, but Margot with a quick response with a headshot. Now they get 2.
They sacrifice for nothing.
It's kind of funny that, yeah, that's a good voice line, so they did sacrifice all that money for nothing as well as that ultimate, because despite it being a thrifty, it is the win shining through for the side of Sapphire. Finally, Tara almost pushing it out, but not quite able to pull off what was necessary. Margot being able to trade that kill out. Huge performance coming out. And now SMG, I think they made a little bit of a mistake taking that timeout because it gave Sapphire a chance to bounce back into this. They kind of lost their momentum, it felt like, after that particular one. But SMG, you know, they're a team that doesn't let this kind of round loss get to them, really. Once again, they're still going to be able to have the remaining 4 ultimates on par, and once again are looking to hit for this side where there is going to be not 1, not 2, but 3 players watching and lying in wait.
Spike down,
able
B.
to find that kill already, starting things off super aggressive, trying to fall back, but Shirazi will at least be able to find a pick across the map here. 4v4 still.
Yeah, quick response there for Shirazi, and she doesn't even back away. She runs towards the A site, and now the bells are ringing for the team of Sapphire here. They all rotate to A. The bet here, the A site might be something of a mistake for Team SMG, but there is still hope. Muffin actually takes down one. Shirazi is down to be able to take another one down. Headshot for Kohibi here. Even the second, she's so low, 14 HP, but she manages to pull that off.
One enemy
Right
remaining.
here, able to respond with her own, and Alexi, the duo of a lifetime.
Last
It wasn't
round
theirs
in
to
the
take,
half.
but they win it anyway.
I just want to talk about how over the course of today, both Kohibi and Alexi have been that dream duo that you really want to have on your team. Kohibi being able to take up so much space, Alexi as well on that initiator, willing to play aggressive, willing to keep up with her. Just beautiful gameplay coming out of SMG, and I think that was the missing piece for SMG last year, because Kohibi, you know, we talked about it before, loves to overheat, loves to go for additional picks, and what she really needed was somebody who could keep up with her. And it does seem like finally Alexi is going to be that person stepping up to the plate, being able to not only set up Kohibi for success, but also just able to keep up with her, play the game at her pace, and do so much damage and coordination. It's just beautiful stuff coming out of SMG right now, though. We are in the last round of the half. Both teams have a bit of a bye, though I would say that for Sapphire, it looks just a bit weaker. 2 Bulldogs, a Sheriff, in fact, is going to be the case for the team, though they are only 1 off that Rolling Thunder, have the Hunter's Fury as well. And now it does seem like there's going to be a player in tree here. Trying to be that first point of contact. It is going to be her trying to get the kill, but Camille jumps in her face, confirms, and Kohibi clears that side in the meantime. And suddenly, once again, it is going to be a significant player advantage towards the side of SMG. Able to get the spike down as well. The learn from Alexi to make things worse. Solve down these last few players. Make that one. And Shirazi's more than ready for it coming in. 2 to 10 half. And SMG sheer domination.
That was a nasty shot for Camu. There was a nano swarm at her feet, jumps across, it still gets the headshot. Movement galore for Team SMG. But I kind of want to know what the panelists expected. Is this something that you expected?
Right here.
Mika, Fabs, and Dax?
Well, we knew that this was their map pick, but SMG, they came very, very prepared. That last point from Donut just you know, exemplified how prepared they were with Camillo, just ready for any angle. And you know, this is a work of art that SMG are doing here right now, Dax.
It's a masterpiece, to say the least, and I expected success on the attacking side. Lotus has still become that attacking side map, but the defense itself does find those struggles in keeping up with the pace, and that has been the storyline of the game. We heard from the casters that there is that potential for SMG to overheat from before, but the rest of the team is keeping up with the pace and going at it. There are a few instances where Sapphire took advantage of that. The first round that they got there, they played back towards the CT side. They were pretty prepared with someone like Ginny, and they caught Team SMG mid-transit. But that didn't really happen later on, because you could see for Team SMG, Mika, that especially in getting main control, they're so efficient at it. They're always in position with the Neon. They always have the utility to throw at Sapphire at the same time. And if Sapphire tries to contest that, there's that extra speed and that extra willingness that Team SMG has in store for them. They have that Omen who can reposition, who can throw out big paranoia just to win out the fight. And that's what my concern moving forward here for Team Sapphire. If you're playing the Astra, but you're still getting outpaced like that, you're gonna be always one step back. You're always gonna be backing on the way, trying to keep your teammates alive. And Team SMG, the advance again and again, led by someone like Kohibi, it is just absolutely glamorous.
That's that 1-2 punch, right? It's Kohibi quickly and a follow-up by Alexi, and then that insurance policy of Shirazi and Camilla. This time, you always count on them to close out the rest of the round. I like the little switch, by the way, by Alexi. You know, when Sapphire was able to take a round, decided, you know what, I'm gonna lurk around this time. So I like that Team SMG is really playing around this map pick. It just, you know, it doesn't look good, unfortunately, for Sapphire, but we're gonna see as we head back into Lotus. Let's toss it over to your casters.
This is going to be amazing for Team SMG if they pull off. Probably a 13-2. That's not necessarily a hope and dream, but if they do, this is going to be a statement against Sapphire.
For real. 10-2, like you mentioned, and it all starts with pistol here. Sapphire, they're going to be switching over to attack. They do have Muffin leading down the charge, has been the most impactful on the team, I would say, so far, especially that one round where, you know, off the back of that ultimate, they were able to find so much value. But yeah, if the pistol doesn't go the way of Sapphire, I would pretty much be calling it right there. It's unlikely they recover from after that. It is, once again, this time SMG getting aggressive towards this A side. They've taken main control. They've cleared it all out. So it is going to be knowledge that this B side, sorry, the C side is going to be where the XP is coming in. Shirazi still anchoring down on side, able to get the right click onto Muffin. Huge kill, and with the oppressive utility from the Killjoy available, it is going to push the rest of these players off site right now. They're going to be booking it back towards the A side instead. You do see a very aggressive angle being held by Alexi right now. We'll be getting this information coming in, and we'll just be holding down this corner. If Sapphire aren't careful, they're going to be punished so badly. The peak does come out, but that also gives away Alexi's position. And again, it might be the crossfire being held by the remaining players that might be the difference maker. Alexi ready with the flash for the swing for the rest of the team to come off the back of that. And once again, it is going to be a hightailing by Sapphire towards the opposite side of the map. Once again, SMG, they have rotated off the back of it, so at least the spike should be going down.
Yeah, that stun that Alexi actually gave was not to get a kill, it was to delay. But this time though, Tara, even with that flash, looks away, able to get a kill, and they move away. They're both stunned, but Gohaibi has now passed. Will she be able to get another kill? Nope. It's gonna be Baby TZ and Margot holding down this site. And right here, with that flash though, I thought that was gonna be 2 kills. I was just so stunned. Shirazi's just doing these amazing plays with those frenzies. Which she picked up there. The first kill towards Muffin just goes to show this is gonna be something of a role for her for this round. And for the second, they have all of the guns, and Sapphire, if they buy up, they might have a chance. You mentioned this earlier, Zach, that there might be a chance for them to come back on this game if they win the pistol round, but they didn't. It was only because of Shirazi's leadership, the oppressive utility, as you said. And even if that flash was amazing, Margot was blinded.
Yeah, perfect round coming out of SMG. But right now, things look really bad for Sapphire. We gotta admit, they have gone for a little bit of a buy here. Frenzy's a sheriff across the board, but they're still trying to play for overtime. It does seem like if any team can possibly make that comeback, has the mental to make that comeback, it is gonna be Sapphire. But right now, at least, again, just the amount of utility being put out by these SMG players, it is putting a stop to them in their tracks. That smoke towards that seaside will be shutting that down. They go towards A again, where already it's going to be a really aggressive position being held by Tara as well as Camille. This crossfire is just going to shred these players apart if they're not careful. If they do decide to go for the driving here, that is going to be the case. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a slaughter fest. It's all down to just strike a 1v4 to close out here. Camille still holding strong as position of a spike, though Trike finds the timing, is able to get that kill at the very least. 1v3 right now, trying to go for more. Ivy will deny that though, and SMG, they get to match at series points, 12-2.
I love Gohai's smile. When she got the kill, she immediately giggled. Because they're nearing the win already against the contenders, right? The ones who hold the championship title. Again, we expected that Team SMG and Sapphire could be the grand finals, but this is something that we did not expect, especially for the map of Lotus. And Sapphire, they're also not expecting these types of plays from Team SMG. They are now moving quick, but I'm not too sure if they're able to, because it's going to be Camille on this defense.
This way.
You can see exactly why this map was chosen by SMG here. They just know all the nooks and crannies of it. They've really put in the work here to try and make it work. Camille finding two before being shut down is huge. It is going to be sliding remaining. The DMs as well able to confirm it, and now it's almost over. It's all down to the captain, the IGL herself, Ginny, in a 1v3, struggling to keep them alive in this series. Barely any HP left. You can see Alexi going for the knife, but at the end of the day, it is going to be SMG coming out on top, 13-2, a dominant victory over the former queens of APAC. They dethroned them, and they're moving on to that upper bracket final.
This upper bracket run is not what we expected. Earlier on, we expected that there will be at least 3 maps for this series, but no, Lotus was taken by Team SMG, and I'm excited to see how they will move forward throughout the whole upper bracket, right? And if they will get to the grand final, well, we'll actually see, because now it has come to an end for us, Zach, and my name is Donut. We'll toss it now back to the panel to see what they think.
So Zach doing what Alexi was doing right there. I'm terrible at this, by the way, Dax. I'm terrible at this.
I usually make burgers when I do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
This is more like an apple of some sort. But in any case,
a dumpling.
A dumpling, yeah, probably. But that was just pure confidence coming in from SMG, and you see exactly why they decided to pick Lotus. Interested to see what was, what they have to say about that, but. You could absolutely tell these girls were having fun, Dax. And, I wanted to ask you what you thought about what went wrong with Sapphire. Why couldn't they break through whatever strategy Team SMG had for them?
This is Team SMG's map. I'm not even kidding anymore. Just by seeing how the performance was on Lotus itself, I think it really exemplifies and shines brightest the biggest strengths of this Team SMG roster. You talk about concerns about overheating. No, Kaibi's just in there. She's gonna get there. She's gonna kill everyone in the middle of the map, in the middle of their formation. Then the rest of the team will be there to follow suit. This map is just the perfect example of what Team SMG is all about. Get that high-octane action as effective as possible, as assisted as possible in the closest of angles. Because you can see so many times there, Mika, that SMG were prepared for any angle Sapphire wanted to peek out from, especially in the post plant. You see players like Kaibi, of course, getting in there, Alexi being that second punch with the flashes and the entry too. And then finally Shirazi, just nigh unstoppable, nigh unkillable, 19-4. What a standing in around 15 rounds of action. It really just proves to us that SMG were in cruise control from the beginning. Yes, it was the highest gear. Yes, they hit the nitrous immediately, Mika. But this was just one ride that SMG lives for.
Definitely. And it was... You could also tell, right? Not only were they so prepared, they were really having fun. I mean, like, you couldn't tell that they did not break a sweat on Lotus. They probably broke a sweat on Pearl, but on Lotus, no. They were definitely the queens. And by the time that, it was like the side switch and everything, it was just so hard for Sapphire to get that momentum when they knew that victory for SMG was just, a few rounds away. It was just so much pressure on them. And I'm pretty sure they are Sapphire. They can bounce back from this. But Team SMG looking like the monster that they are setting out to be here in this tournament.
Yeah, it's tremendous to say the least. And all in all I feel like for SMG right now is if you fillet against them, you have to ban this Lotus map. It is so difficult to
100%.
keep up with how they're playing it. And in terms of Sapphire on the other side, as we check out the highlights, it really goes to show that there's still a bit of those issues to work with. You see a map like Lotus and you say, okay, it's 3 slides. You can play it kind of like Haven, but you realize these closer corners don't cut it. They're not going to provide you the protection that you want. I mentioned a while ago, if you're playing the Astra, you're going to need to make more space just to make that effective. But it's already the side of SMG 3 steps ahead of you, inside the side, going toward your spawn. And those problems, and compounded with the fact that there are a few adjustments in the roles. You have Margot on the Sova, because I don't think the Astra player that is Poly does play that Sova in terms of her history. Not too sure about that. But just those small micro steps that I'd say Sapphire needs to work on for a map like this. Leaps and bounds already taken and claimed by SMG.
Yeah, and Team SMG, just as you saw in that highlight, like really making these angles. It feels like they've explored every single nook and cranny of Locust here because they know exactly where the prime angles are for any single round that they have on Sapphire. And our MVP for this map, we have Shirazi, of course. I know that the Killjoy is of course meta, but this performance definitely had every single corner covered. And I described her and Camille as that insurance policy, right? But it was really her. I just remember that that round where they rotated from A all the way to B, and I was pretty sure, okay, there's 3 on the side of Sapphire. Pretty sure that Sapphire can take on this. You'll have Camille going in for the plant, but then Shirazi pulls up a 3K. Like, oops.
Look, Mika, if that's an insurance policy to you, you have made your 1,000 into millions, basically, as they always say about it. It really was just always the fact that SMG had a plan A that already worked out so well. The plan B was so simple, just wipe them out, just kill them for us. And all in all, you have stability with someone like Shirazi, so sharp. An all-star squad looking to make those waves, and especially in a time here, Mika, with Open 1 being so early on into the year, with the whole field still trying to be set, this is the biggest chance Team SMG has right now to get to that top spot, and with such a convincing win against the defending champions, I wouldn't be surprised to see those claims start happening from here especially.
Yeah, there is one one thing that worries me though with this Lotus pick. I feel like it is such a powerful ace, and it seems a little too early in the tournament to reveal it. I kind of I do wanna ask them. I think we'll be able to talk to them in just a bit, but I do want to ask them, like, the reasoning behind this pick, because it is so interesting. It's so interesting. Why this early? But I think we can turn it on over. I do believe we have them on the line. I think they are pretty much in the same place, or most of them are in the same place. The boot camp buff, as we like to say, of course. So let's bring them on over. I think they do have. Who do we have on the line over here?
Ring ring.
Hello, hello. Hello, Tara. Hi. Hello, Tara. The rest of the squad, and Alexi. Oh my god. Hello, you guys. Congratulations on such a dominating win. I do have to bring up that first map, by the way. Can you talk to us about Lotus? I'm just wondering, were you guys as confident as you looked? Was this really just you guys having fun, or was this really a thoroughly researched and really prepped out strat?
On Pearl, I think we were a bit tense, and but after that we managed to calm down a bit and managed to take the map after that. But on Lotus, yeah, we were just having fun.
That is amazing. I did not feel nervous at all. Dax, you have a question for these ladies?
Honestly, I'm already ready to say Lotus is basically your best map right now after what we saw there. But we can go back to that Pearl map. And it's really interesting since you guys have been actually keeping that composition away when in your previous outings on Pearl this year. So how did you guys really adjust on the fly, setting up that double controller, especially when you go for that attacking side, right? You're going for those pushes, but it seems like for Sapphire that they're hanging back. So what did you do to really answer what Sapphire was doing all throughout that map?
Actually, we never use our main comm on our group stage, on our Swiss stage. So yeah, our coach is just like, okay guys, fuck them up. But all in all, we were preparing for our comm like this. That this is the real comm, and yeah, all works out well. So
it definitely worked out well for you guys. That's
good.
an understatement there, Tara. So tell us, how's the dynamic between the team? Of course you have you have Alexi right beside you. You have 3 Filipinas there, and you have yourself and Kohaibi. Talk to us about how it's like, this new chemistry. I think you guys are getting along quite well.
Oh yeah, we're really like a family here. Like everyone is so closely bonded together, and I really love my team.
Honestly, I just like to ask too that you can feel how heartwarming it is, but how did this really come to pass? We know you guys are all-stars from different squadrons, and it was a while since we've seen Team SMG. So what was the outlook moving into this Open? Were you guys very positive about especially your preparation for this tournament?
Yes. We were really, like we just play as how we practice that, and and we're confident that we'll win.
I can definitely feel it. But I do have a question for you, Tara. Who do you think is the biggest threat to you guys in this tournament so far?
It's Sapphire, definite Sapphire.
Oh, it's Sapphire! So it's definitely good news that you guys managed to get at least one map over them. I mean, like, you know, in regards to dominance, you guys definitely can say that when it comes to Lotus, you guys can definitely own Sapphire. Congratulations again! And good luck on the rest of the tournament. I mean, not that you guys need it, you're a powerhouse. Bye, Lexi. I'm practicing.
Hey, you got it right this time. Good job.
Did I?
It's
a
like
pear.
an apple. I think you need to make it kind of. I don't know. All I do are burgers. Okay.
I don't know.
I can make burgers and that's it. But
I can do like the
come on,
strange.
SMG they made a splash, Mika. Let's just be real about it. From the Swiss stage, here even in the playoffs, they are just the high bar that the Game Changer scene needs to take notice of.
Absolutely. And this is, again, we brought it up earlier, like building off of what they, you know, how these players were from last year, and now to have this super squad here and performing so well, because as Sarah mentioned, they kind of were keeping their cards close to their chest apparently in the Swiss stage, and suddenly they go in here during the playoffs and they're like, all right, let's take off the disguises. Here we are, superheroes.
Yeah, and I'm looking at their map drafts right now, their map picks especially. I see a few maps that we haven't seen them as of yet. And from how deep this playbook looks right now, Nika, especially from what we've seen from this series, I'm expecting even more things from Team SMG, who's already advanced.
I would be so scared if there was a map that had like no stats at all and it's a big question mark. I don't think we should challenge Team SMG on that. But here we go, our updated brackets. That first upper final slot goes to Team SMG, and unfortunately on our side we did have to say goodbye to the Capybara gang. Those are updated brackets. And who do you think, Dax, so far, have your picks for your favorite teams or your, like, the titans of this tournament, have they changed at all since we had our, like, you know, our pre-meeting, our pre-game changer discussions?
I mean, I saw Team SSG was #1 and I'm like, they got this, they're good to go. I do feel though that Sapphire can make that deep run also in the lower bracket, try to make that comeback match happen. That second series though, that's still ongoing on right now between Orangutan and RRQ. That might be the dark horse, though, between the two we've seen so far. And especially Orangutan, they've been relatively impressive. While we're checking out the bracket, though, I do believe there's going to be our schedule here. Global Esports will be facing off against the loser of that RRQ Orangutan matchup. In the meantime, Sapphire versus Big Sight to see who will be eliminated. And while we're talking live, Mika, I also tuned into the other stream, and I do believe RRQ has already taken that victory, so we'll get confirmation on the schedule very soon, too.
Wow, I could not do that multitasking. I would not be able to, so props to you. Thank you for that very live update, by the way. But yes, indeed, it is looking like, you know, we of course we do have our favorites and everything, but it's looking like this Game Changers tournament, or this first open rather, is shaping up to be very exciting indeed. Especially since we haven't seen it, like we've seen that Lotus, we still haven't seen a lot of adventurous compositions just yet. And I'm pretty sure, much like Team SMG, some of these teams are keeping the cards close to their chest. It's still a little early. It's still day 2, by the way. We still have a few more days to go before the playoffs, and of course, this is just the open one. There's still a lot more to explore.
So much more months, so much more time here for Game Changers, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's already been exciting. We've been cutting the playfield bit by bit, and we're seeing powerhouses made. The pecking order, it is just absolutely up for grabs right now, Mika, here at the start of 2023. And the days that have gone by, and the days that will continue, will answer us who will be the queens of APAC. Who will be the winners of Open 1? Well, we're going to be having to tune on in and enjoy these games to find out along the way, right?
That's right. Speaking of continue, this will be to be continued as we head on over to day 3, because that's it for day 2. Thank you very much to Dax for joining me on the panel, and to our beautiful casters, Zach and Donut. This has been it for this stream, and tune in to day 3 for more VCT Game Changers action.
One enemy remaining. C. Attack! 3 from me!
My ultimate is ready.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. One enemy remaining. Attacker. Take this.
Defeated. Taken out.
Out of charges. One enemy remaining. That's 3. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.